Hello, welcome back to the CinemaBurger's 13 Nights of Halloween, as I bring you your next chilling tale. Tonight we look at the movie The Girl on the Third Floor, starring CM Punk, who used to be a wrestler and UFC fighter. Now, this movie is streaming on Netflix. It is not an original, but it is streaming there currently. And it came out last year, very late last year. Now, the plot is simple in this movie. A guy is restoring an old house. It's about 100 years old from the Victorian era, and weird things start to happen. Is the house haunted? We'll find out. So, as the guy is working on this house, it is him alone mostly. He will get calls from his pregnant wife, who he is restoring the house for. And you get glimpses of his past. He wasn't the best of people. He is trying to work on himself, but he is messed up in the past. He was an alcoholic and or possibly has cheated as well. Now, movies where it's mainly just one actor by himself can either be hit or miss. In this movie it works. CM Punk's facial expressions are very good. He almost reminds me of a Bruce Campbell in a way. This movie kind of reminds me of the Evil Dead movies a little bit, in the sense that it's a guy by himself in a house. There's no evil book made out of human skin, though, in this movie. But as he's working on the house, things start to happen, like weird stuff starts oozing out of the walls, and pipes, but that can also be due to the age of the house, so it can be written off as nothing. But it does create an atmosphere, not like jump scare horror, but, like a slow burn up into something bigger. Now, the first weird thing that starts happening is this young girl is coming by the house. She seems very friendly, maybe overly friendly. And she kind of comes in the house. CM Punk is friendly toward her, but she's acting a little seductively. Now, CM Punk has a dog as well, and as we all know with horror movies, dogs and babies can always sense supernatural or otherworldly presence before people can, just regular adults. So the dog always barks when something weird's going to happen. So throughout the movie, as CM Punk is working on the house, he keeps seeing these marbles rolling around everywhere. And they just keep appearing. It's always a sense also that something bad's going to happen. Now, he starts seeing things. There's this zombie-looking type girl who appears once or twice in the house. He'll have dreams, weird dreams as well, because he's sleeping there as well. And he also starts to uncover things in the house. Like there is a balcony in the roof that they didn't know about. It's like you could look down on the top floor from this balcony in the attic. So in the movie we find out that this house used to be a brothel and that there was a possible murder here. Now also CM Punk keeps seeing that girl Sarah and they end up sleeping together, which he regrets, but his friend finds out, his friend who helps him with the house one day, and Sarah ends up killing him because she's crazy, so she kills him. Now, CM Punk tells the girl to stop showing up and that it was a mistake, but she doesn't take that seriously. And he's a little worried. He keeps having bad dreams. And things get more intense. So now the friend is dead. And then one day the dog is missing. And it turns out Sarah killed the dog and put the dog in the dryer, which is pretty gruesome looking. It's the only real sense of gore we see in the movie. So at one point, when CM Punk is working on the house, he pulls the wall out, and it seems like there's flesh and looks like a heartbeat, which is pretty interesting. So it's like the house is alive or something. So at this point, he ends up having to also kill this girl, Sarah, because this house brings out the worst in people, apparently. There's like a neighbor who said that this house has made people do bad things. So we keep finding out more and more about the house throughout the movie, and it's really good atmosphere and creepy. So now there's maybe half an hour left in the movie, and CM Punk, he's attacked by marbles, and he keeps trying to, they like get into his body somehow, and so he tries to cut them out, and it seems like he's dead. So now the wife comes by, and this is when the movie kind of goes downhill. The wife comes by the house to find his husband, and she still sees Sarah even though she's dead. And then Sarah reveals that she's already been killed 100 years ago. She was in this house. She was like a call girl or whatever. And there's like ghosts of the people who would like watch the like show in that balcony in the roof. So oh yeah, at one point when the wife's in the house, she's washing her face in a sink, and of course, there's like a hair clump in the sink, so she starts pulling out a big hair clump, which is very cliche in these type of horror movies, and that really added nothing to the movie at all. Turns out that Sarah was a girl who was killed 100 years ago in this house. And also there was like a deformed girl or something. This is when the movie kind of goes downhill, really, like I said. And wife ends up still living in the house. And it's like a couple months later, and then the baby is born. And we see, like, CM Punk is like in the ceiling, and he's like saying hi to the daughter, but he's all like evil and stuff now. And that's how the movie ends. Now this almost like ruins the movie, I think, because up until the wife shows up, everything was fine. It was a good atmosphere, good pacing. CM Punk is a decent actor. He has good facial expressions when he acts. But like, I don't know how they could have ended this movie better, but I don't know. It was kind of lackluster at the end, and for that reason, I gotta give this 2.5 out of 5 burgers, just because that ending really almost destroys the movie. Like, 3/4 of the movie is really good, but that ending just I didn't like it at all. Now, would I recommend this movie? That's really tough. Overall, I think I would, but just realize that the ending kind of sucks. But the majority of the movie is enjoyable, and I think you'd like it. Yeah, so like I said, it could have been a better ending, but most of the movie is enjoyable. CM Punk's a good actor. He even looks like Bruce Campbell. I said he sounds like him too, but I had to look up to see if he was related to him. He isn't. But I got Evil Dead vibes a lot from the beginning of this movie and the middle. So yeah. So I've been Scott Burger, and we'll see you next time for CinemaBurger's 13 Nights of Halloween.